Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we got some breaking news that just came out about the whole situation. Basically, you seen that Snoop Banz said that people can't come to his hood no more. Nobody is allowed in his hood, and so the reason he went live and said that is because Moneybagg Yo got pressed for being in his hood, and he was sending a message after the fact. What happened was is that Moneybagg Yo tried to do the same thing that Growth Hero and Black Youngster did, where they pulled up to people's cribs, and what he did was he tried to pull up, but somebody recognized his car, so they had people stop at the stop sign for a long time. That way, he couldn't get around them, and they trapped him and they told him get out the car, and they were like, where you from, da da da. Pressed him. Anybody that's ever been in the hood in the wrong area or knows anything about that knows that people will press you if you are not from their area. If they recognize you and they for sure know you're not from there, they definitely gonna press you. So Moneybagg Yo got pressed, and come to find out, he is not from Snoop Band's hood at all. Moneybagg Yo from East Memphis, so he not even South or North, so he shouldn't have never been signed to Yo Gotti. He put himself into the mix for no reason. He should have been independent. He should have did whatever. He should have signed with somebody else. But basically, he they beat his ass. They jumped him, everything like that, and everything you could imagine. So when Moneybagg Yo said he not from that hood, and they asked him, "What are you doing here then?" And they seen that he had tweeted or he was on social media talking about he was about to come up. They just seen him on live turning the corner and everything. I mean, like, so why were you saying you were going to slide over here and everything? And before he even gave a response, this one dude he had a polo beanie on. He socked him dude with a left hand uppercut, and Moneybagg Yo dropped down to one knee, and he ain't had nobody in the car with him. And basically, he dropped down to one knee, and this other dude had Tim's on, and boom, he planted one right in his forehead, pushed him back up against his car. He, uh, they dented the C8, and basically he got to take that back to a body shop now. They kicked him so bad in the car that it dented his like door and fender, and so now basically they disciplined him and told him never to come back again, and threw him back in the car. The people got out the way at the stop sign, and nobody could see this because they was like surrounded him, and he dipped after that, ran right back to East Memphis. And like 30 minutes later, Snoop Banz goes back on live, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't come to my hood. You're not allowed here." And he's walking down the street with this PRE chain. That's the same place Moneybagg Yo was at when he got jumped by them. And so the crazy thing is that the reason why they even wanted to teach him a lesson was because he also snitched. Everybody knows that in Snoop Band's neighborhood. So when they seen a rat, they definitely had to press him even more motivation. And the fact that Snoop Bandz came back on live and said, "Stay out my hood," just goes to show that something happened there, allegedly, that involved the situation that I just spoke on. So that allegedly might have happened, and that's why Snoop Bands is going back on live. I mean, if you really think about it, you wouldn't just go live for no reason out of the blue when you haven't been on social media that much telling people to stay out your hood, especially Snoop Bands when he's actually going on show. He just did a show somewhere in the South. I think it was like Alabama, but he just did a show over there. And then the fact that he's coming back to his hood and he's telling people to stay out of it. He's trying to send a message to the dude that was in his hood last time, and letting them know that that's what's gonna happen when you come in my hood. Just like go tell your homies, tell your friends, and all that, right? So that's the situation. And then the fact that they gave Straight Drop, they gave him a high profile public defender, that don't make no sense because due to the fact that there's no such thing as a high profile public defender, I've never heard of that. Never heard of that at all. And the thing is that it's not because Straight Drop isn't the high profile person. So they don't they're not supposed to give high profile anything when the actual person is a nobody. They only give the high profile status to people that are actually high profile. Like, if it would have been a rich celebrity or somebody that has some pull in the community, then that person would have been a high profile. But the thing is that it's because of the case. The case is high profile. So why the case is high profile? Because it's got to be moved up. It's going to be moved up to the Fed level. That's why it's high profile. And they're going to do the RICO and subpoena everybody at the cookie store because they got to find out exact stories and understand why the stories were mixed amongst all of the people there that were, allegedly witnesses, but that claimed they didn't see nothing. And then the other witnesses have testified that they were there. So now that's why it's high profile. And due to the fact that, the local community is very much keeping an eye on the case due to the fact that their local authorities, the boys, the precinct that's down the street failed to give them the results that they wanted to, get to the bottom line of, which is figuring out exactly why Dolph was there. That means that they need to get the phone call from Snupe Bandz. He was there for a music video. They was doing a music video. Anybody that's been following along in this entire case knows that he was there to do a music video. That's why he went there early in the morning. Nobody would request to get the cookies at 9, 10 a.m. Are you kidding me? You won't wake up and immediately eat cookies. Like, people wake up and eat breakfast. They don't wake up and want cookies. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That once we get the phone call released between Snupe Bandz and Dolph, and then the 911 call from the laundromat, then we're going to be able to figure out the exact time everything took place. I think they're messing around with the exact time. They saying it happened later than it actually did. He was in there earlier because of the fact that they were going to shoot the music video, and Snoop Banz was late because he wanted to go get a haircut all of a sudden when he was probably should have been prepared earlier. So everybody is trying to make up some sort of alibi. That's why it seems like it's got some sort of plan that people knew about it, some sort of state plan little situation as far as that people knew what was about to happen, but they acted like they didn't know. Everybody knew that, like something like that, and that's why Snoop Banz all of a sudden wanted to go get a haircut. I mean, this is like, I'm not saying he did anything wrong, but like it's just weird that when he did that, we still need to figure out the phone call that he had with Dolph. It doesn't matter what he did; it's the fact that he was the person, one of the last person he contacted. And the fact that they was telling you Dolph got hit when he was on the phone, he could have been live trying to show the music video was about to be ready, that he was there. He's trying to go live to his close friends, all the PRE people. And then the fact that, all the interviews that were given is more information that we got that actually incriminated the people that said it. Like Raven, she incriminated herself a lot. She should have never spoke. So everything that allegedly was spoken on her is just due to the fact that people are breaking down the things that she has told on herself about. And when you tell on yourself and when you go out and do interviews, you got to know that the information you're given is going to be criticized. So if you do a criticism, if you put things out there to have criticism put against that, then that's something you should know you're getting yourself into. So that's just to cover all the negative talk about, why are these people involved? Why are people still talking about Makita's cookies? It's the fact that they said some things that incriminated themselves, and the real people that are smart enough to catch on to that knows that it's more to it, and that needs to be investigated properly. So that is the justice we are seeking. And so we're criticizing the people that came out and spoke and said the wrong things that got people to think like, hey, what is this person saying this for? And then the other person is saying that they said something else, or they were here and they were not there. And the fact that Stay With Me Dolph and all that stuff, that whole part is the mix up that got them involved, that we're all criticizing them for. So due to that fact, it's okay to criticize. They just need to, get an investigation done so that they can go ahead and officially make it fact what they did or did not do. Subscribe to the channel and come back for the next part.